Hey y'all! Welcome to my channel. I'm Haley with Domestic Goddess Designs, and this is my tutorial for a marble-inspired epoxy tumbler. This is my very first video, so I'm so glad you joined me, and let's have some fun! We're starting out with a fully sanded and prepped 12-ounce camper mug from Makerflow. I have already spray painted it with Rust-Oleum matte white spray paint, and you want to make sure that it's completely and fully dry before you start. Now that we've got our alcohol inks poured, I'm going to pour some 91% alcohol. Grab our paintbrush and we're ready to go. Starting off with Pinata Sangria, and I'm going to mark off a place and just do a line of alcohol inks on where I want my first line of color to go. Dab into your alcohol and just start blotting on top of the alcohol inks. Be careful not to put too much alcohol on there because then it tends to make the alcohol ink run. But if it does run, don't freak out, it's not a big deal. It happens to me later on in the video too, but I'll show you how to fix it. Also, you can't see me do this in the video, but a lot of times as I'm dabbing with the alcohol onto the cup, I'm also blowing on it. And that helps the alcohol to dry faster and put your color in and gives you less of a chance of having runs. Just keep on playing with your alcohol and your alcohol inks and get to a point where you're like, oh, that's so pretty, and then stop. You can always go back and play with it later. So we're adding in now the Ranger Latte color, and you just go up right next to the sangria, and it's okay if they mix some because that's kind of what you're going for here. Here's where we're going in again with the latte, and we're going to fix that run. Just go right over with the color and it just kind of disappears. The pink kind of blends in really beautifully with that brown, so even if it does look a pinkish brown color, it's okay. The colors mix and they end up looking really pretty, but if you do too many colors or mix, 2-3 colors, they do start looking muddled. So be careful not to do that. But as long as you stick with one or two colors mixing, you're generally doing just fine. Our last part, we are using pink Sherbert, and we're basically just kind of trying to fill in the rest of the cup. This is where our spray paint is going to be later on in the video, so it's not really all that important. But I don't know where the spray paint's going to be and where it's not going to be, so it's best to just go ahead and fill up the entire cup with color. I add a little bit of sangria into the middle of the pink sherbet just to make it, I guess, more interesting. The handle is one of my favorite parts to do. I just kind of make the handle a mishmash of everything that I did on the cup combined. I do the pink sherbet on it, I add the sangria, I add the latte. I kind of just do a streak of everything, and it turns out so pretty. I really love it. All right, clean your brush, and now you're gonna go in with some Smolder. Smolder is kind of like a brown shimmer. It's really, really pretty. I love to mix it into everything. I mix it into pink, I mix it into the browns, I'll mix it into red. I just mix it in anywhere. I love it. I think it goes so well on cups. It turns out so beautiful with this alcohol ink. It just gives it that just another level of shimmer, just something that you didn't have in the cup before. It's really beautiful. Okay, this is a color I have not talked about yet, but I absolutely love. This is Marabu Rainbow. Rainbow is gorgeous. It is doesn't have really a color. It just shoots off all of these beautiful rainbow shimmer effect. You cannot see it unless it shines right into the light, and then it gives off just this purple and blues and all these pretty colors. And I like to just streak it through, just like making the veins of the gold, which we'll do later on in the cup. That's what I like to do. I don't overdo it. I don't try to do anything crazy. I just kind of spider it through, and it looks really, really pretty. And from here, I just kind of look and see if there's any spots I don't particularly care for, or if I need to add some pink somewhere or some brown somewhere. Lord knows I love that smolder. I always add it everywhere, so gotta add some more of that in. Just make sure my design is exactly what I want it to be before I move on. Like all other tumbler makers, I can't stop touching it, but I'm going to finally put the paintbrush down and let it dry. Let it dry for about an hour or two, and then you're going to go in with some 2x Rust-Oleum clear, it doesn't matter if it's gloss or matte, spray paint. I put 2 light coats on just to make sure it's fully covered. Don't saturate your cup or you're going to end up causing the alcohol inks to run. Now it's time to spray paint our tumbler. Rip off a piece of painter's tape and rip it right down the middle. Don't do it perfectly though, you want it kind of messy. Set your other half aside and tape your cup. I like to leave a point down at the middle of it. Put your other piece on, and keep in mind we're going to be spray painting right in the middle of the 2 pieces of tape. Grab another couple of pieces of tape, and we're going to use these to anchor some saran wrap on that's going to protect our tumbler from any other spray paint. Don't forget to secure the bottom. And now we're ready to spray paint our cup, Krylon Fusion Matte Sweet Fig. Okay, I know what you're thinking. No, she is not about to take the tape off while that paint is still soaking wet. But I do. I was really excited and I wanted to take the tape off. You know those people that climb Mount Everest or swim with sharks? I'm just like they are. I like to live life dangerously. But if you don't want to mess your paint up, maybe wait to take this tape off. Luckily, I don't mess the tape off and it turns out fine, but it very well could have. So maybe wait till it dries next time? Now we're going to be adding our Tacket mixture. This is half Tacket and half water. I just put it in this cup and keep it for whenever I need it. Use a small paintbrush and you're going to just paint your lines around the cup. Outline your spray paint, and wherever you want to add some gold vein in around your marbling effect, that's where you're going to add it. You can definitely overdo this part, so I really have to restrain myself and make myself stop, or this thing would have just gold foil everywhere. But I didn't do that on this, I don't think, and it turned out really pretty. Once your Tacket mixture is dry, grab out some of your gold foil. I just kind of put it into a little ball and start dabbing it on the cup where the Tacket mixture is. You can't really see it on the video, but in person, you can pretty clearly see where your glue lines are. The Tacket does a beautiful job of holding on to the gold foil. Once it's all placed, you'll take a chip brush and lightly brush over the gold foil. Take care not to brush too hard, because you could brush the gold foil completely off the cup. Once all the big pieces off, I switch over to a makeup brush. That really gets all the little finer pieces off. Once you've finished getting all the little pieces of your gold foil off, you're going to spray another good coat of clear spray paint. That'll hold your gold foil on. Now it's time to decal. I made this decal earlier in Cricut. We're going to be printing it on the Cricut textured foil. It's a thicker vinyl, so make sure you cut it on the right setting. Once we have our decal, apply it to our transfer tape and we'll put it on the cup. You really want a strong grip transfer tape for this type of vinyl. I don't have any, so I'm using the strongest grip I have, and it worked okay. Hello, gorgeous. Now it's time for another coat of epoxy. I have not sanded up until this point. We didn't have enough epoxy on it just yet for it to sand without having to mess up the alcohol inks. But once this coat's dry, then we can sand the top rim. Popping bubbles. Here is our cup after one layer of epoxy over the decal. Absolutely gorgeous. I am totally in love. Now it's time to sand the top rim. I don't know how many of you actually use a razor blade versus a craft knife, but I like the razor blades. They're cheap. I buy them in a big economy size pack, so it works for me. I also like a sanding block. I feel like I have more control over it. Make sure to leave plenty of stainless steel at the top. Not enough where you go down into your alcohol inks in your paint, but you want to make sure that you give the epoxy something to hold on to. Wash with soap and water, and she's ready for her final coat. This cup was so fun to make, and it turned out so beautiful. I'm very proud of it. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. I loved making it for you. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and you guys have a great day.